Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and today I'm going to be doing a comparison between the Why Not 0.3 and the Westbrook One Take. So the Why Not 0.3 is Russell Westbrook's signature shoe, coming in at $130. The Westbrook One Take is his budget model and is coming in at $100. So $30 price difference, that's pretty significant, you know, especially if you're trying to save money. But if you look at it, they look very similar, and from like the quality of the materials and all that, it doesn't look like it's at all a downgrade, you know, from the Why Not 0.3. So keep in mind, I haven't played in the One Take yet, and I've done a full performance review on the Why Not 0.3. If you guys want to cop either of these shoes, I'll try to leave a link in the description box, but let's get it started off with the traction. So the pattern is pretty much the exact same. They're using like lightning bolts throughout the entire outsole, but the overall kind of shape of the outsole is a little different, you know? So like obviously you have this outline of the zoom unit in the Why Not 0.3, and then in the One Take you have more just like a curvy line that goes throughout the entire outsole. So you would think because the overall pattern is exactly the same that they would perform the same, but they kind of don't. You know, I've been using it on my wood floors. The 0.3 has really good traction but picks up a little bit of dust. The One Take, I was trying it on my wood floors, and I had the Why Not 0.3 on one foot and the One Take on the other, and the One Take just bites way harder. It has a louder squeak as well. Like the 0.3 doesn't really squeak all that much. It starts to squeak a little bit once you start breaking it in, but for the most part it's silent, you know? But the One Take, right out the box, full on very loud squeak, and you guys can hear it right here. So yeah, I mean, it seems to have a hard bite. Durability is exactly the same. Both of these rubbers are super duper soft. Wow, I can't believe how similar the actual traction pattern is. That's crazy. But that also like kind of confirms my theory on, like, you know, these have very similar patterns, right? I guess a little bit different, but for the most part it's very similar. And my theory is that the outsole performance is based upon the rubber compound. So there's the outsole there. You guys can see there is some decoupling in both of the shoes. I don't know why Westbrook likes this, and I don't know why Jordan brand likes this so much. It does reduce weight though, which is good. It reduces a good amount of weight actually from the shoe, because the midsole and the outsole take up a lot of weight. But you know, I don't know, sometimes it just doesn't feel good. But you know, the Why Not 0.3 has this gnarly, very hard plastic midfoot shank, and you know, it's for torsional support, and you really can't bend it in the midfoot at all. The One Take, look at this, there's nothing. And it does rebound back though. Look, it goes back to its original shape, but it does worry me a little bit. Like if you look at the gap, the 0.3 is a lot bigger. You know, I would say like almost twice as big maybe, but that does worry me a little bit on the One Take. I mean, especially for torsional support, but we'll have to see. And then as far as the heel to toe transition goes, you know, they both seem very smooth. They have a very nice shape. You know, especially here in the heel, in the forefoot, the 0.3, you know, kind of curves up a little bit more. It has a more of a drastic curve up. The One Take is more just flat. Which side has a little bit of a curve, and then they're both very flexible, especially the One Take. The 0.3 has a nice little flex in the forefoot. It's a little bit harder because of the zoom unit. Even though it's articulated, it still makes it a little bit stiff. And as far as the cushioning goes, it's pretty much the exact same. You have some foam. It's probably just Phylon, full-length Phylon in both of the shoes. There's a little bit of compression. You can feel the compression like mostly just on the edges of the outsole and the heel. And then the forefoot, they're just using zoom units. The 0.3 is a lot bigger though, I think. You know, as you guys can see from the outline of the 0.3, it's a very large volume zoom unit, and it's articulated. This feels pretty damn nice. It's bouncy. The One Take though, it feels like it's top loaded. It feels very similar to the PG3 in that, like, I can feel the zoom unit in the forefoot, like it's very prominent, but it's just like a smaller unit, you know? So the overall cushioning feels very similar. Court feel is pretty good. Impact protection, I feel like it's going to be pretty similar as well. So not too big of a difference. I guess the bigger zooming in the forefoot is a little bit better in the 0.3 though. Moving on to the materials. So how is the budget model better quality than the signature shoe? So the One Take is using a full-on textile upper, and it goes basically throughout the entire shoe. The Why Not 0.3 is using a foam back mesh. I mean, it doesn't feel like horrible and just like super trash, but like it doesn't feel very quality, especially comparing it to the One Take. And then as far as like the synthetic materials, I mean, there's just a lot of synthetic overlays. There's a lot going on in both of the shoes. And also the 0.3 has this really nice strap, which we'll get into. But as of right now, I like the quality of the one take a lot better than the 0.3. As far as the thickness goes, I would say the 0.3 is a little bit thinner. The one take is actually quite thick. It feels kind of like a sweater that your grandma made for you. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty damn thick, and especially the tongue. The tongue is literally just yarn in the one take. But like on foot, they both feel pretty damn nice. But for me personally, I feel like I like the 0.3 like on foot a little bit better because it's thinner. I just like to feel a more minimal upper for me personally. The one take is a little bit cozier and a little bit softer though. So if you prefer that, then obviously the one take is the better option. As far as the tongue goes, I mean, it's pretty much the same. The 0.3 has like a mesh material over it, and then the one take is more just a knit. So I guess the tongue quality is a little bit better in the one take. As far as the thickness goes, they're both relatively thin, not a lot of padding. And as far as the ankle goes, they're both using the same exact Achilles pillow, you know, very, very large Achilles pillow, and it wraps around the entire ankle and it feels great. It locks your heel in. And also they're using like this double layered system in the ankle, which I don't like. I feel like they could have just, you know, gone with just a single layer of material instead of two, so that they can shed some weight off the shoe and make it lighter. But I don't know, I guess they just like doing it this way. The pull tabs are literally the same as well. So I don't know what they were thinking as far as the design goes, because this is literally the same. And I mean, I guess that's good for us. You're getting a Westbrook shoe for cheaper, and it is better quality. Obviously, we'll have to wait on performance. But just like wearing them and walking around in them, they both feel very, very similar. One thing about Lockdown though that I like about the 0.3 more is this strap. So this strap, it really, really tightens. Like you can crank this down. So if you want more lockdown and you want a tighter fit here, this really, really helps. But obviously with laces, you can just really tighten it here and that'll help. I just really, really like this. It's very convenient. And of course, they're both like low cuts, you know, so you're not really getting any type of ankle support or ankle movement restriction. Let's see which one is wider. So they're basically the same exact width. So I don't think there's gonna be any type of issue with lateral stability. All right, moving on to the weight. Obviously, the one take is gonna be lighter, right? Because, you know, all of this plastic and this strap. So the one take is coming in at 12.38 ounces, and this is probably like around 13, I think. Oh, 12 point, whoa, that's the exact same weight. 12.38, 12.38, that's insane. The exact same weight. They feel average on foot as far as the weight goes. And as far as the overall bulk, both of the shoes feel average as well. Not super thick like the LeBrons and not super puffy, but also not super minimal like I guess like the Curry 7 or the Curry 6, you know? It's just average. As far as the aesthetics go, I don't know, what do you guys think looks better? I think I like the 0.3 a little bit better than the one take, but also the one take isn't horrendous. It grew on me, you know, especially getting it in person, so tell us what you guys think looks better down in the comment section below. But yeah, I mean, I can't believe how similar these shoes look and feel right now. Like I said, I haven't played in the one take, but I've been walking around and also like kind of running around in them and kind of testing it out, and they feel very, very similar. The one thing though is that the 0.3 feels a lot better for traction. The 0.3 was a little bit of a letdown. If you guys saw the performance review, I said, I mean, on the clean court it has a nice bite, but picks up a lot of dust. The one take, even on my dusty, dirty floors, it seems to be biting super hard. So I'm very, very happy about that. And literally, if everything else is the same, and also, like I said, the one take has better quality materials, the one take is better. And it's $30 cheaper. So that's pretty surprising. Again, if you guys want to cop either of these shoes, I'll try to leave a link in the description box. But that's it. Tell us your thoughts on this. Are you guys kind of like confused as to what was going on here? Like, I feel like they should have made it like a little bit worse. For some reason, it just seems way too good to be a $100 shoe, you know what I'm saying? Especially comparing to the signature shoe. But you know, like I said, it's better for the consumer. You're getting a better quality shoe for cheaper. But anyways, that's just my comparison video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.